Okay, so I wanted to make our little wrap-up video that kind of covers the first week and this past week. And I could tell she has a pretty good understanding of some fundamental obedience. I haven't really asked a lot of that just because I want to start from scratch and make sure that she understands things fully before I start requesting it and then having a little bit of disassociation happen. So really the first week was spent establishing a proper response to different markers. So a marker is a cue or a sound that marks a specific time that I like something. So if I'm luring her into a sit, as soon as her little butt hits the ground, I'll mark that. And the marker then announces the arrival of her reward. Hey, good girl. So obviously, unless the other trainer used the same marker, she doesn't really know what they are. So I wanted to make sure that she had a good understanding of what the different markers are that I'm going to be using. So we have the clicker, we have the words good and okay, and then we have no. So maybe the other trainer used them, maybe they had different words. You can let me know if you want me to switch to something. I feel like when we first talked, there were things that you wanted to use. So if that's the case, just send me an email and let me know, and I can fix things before we get too far into anything. It shouldn't be too hard to just kind of switch words over. Jamie. So the clicker is something that I've been using to shape behaviors. So as soon as she shows me something that I like, I click and reward that. When she hears the clicker, there's no, she does not have to remain in behavior. She just comes and she gets her reinforcement from me. With good and okay, those are going to be, their biggest difference right now is that good means I'm bringing the reinforcement to her, and okay means she can come to me. So where those things are going to start to show differences is where when we begin to build duration into each behavior. So I'm going to use the word good to keep her into behavior for longer and longer periods of time. And okay is going to be her terminal marker, meaning she can come out of behavior. So eventually, I want her to, when I put her into a behavior, I'm going to say the word good to mark that. And then I will build neutrality in my movement and me doing other things. And then okay means the behavior is over, you can come out of behavior, and if I have a reinforcement for that, she can take it then. No is something that we're really working on right now. I'm pairing it a little bit with leash pressure, but I'm also making it a non-reinforcement marker, meaning when she hears the word no, she just doesn't get anything from me. This week was really centered around showing her how to properly respond to leash pressure. So when I create tension in leash, or when she creates tension in leash, when she shows me the behavior that I'm looking for, that is where I release tension and then mark and reward. So I want to show her that moving into the pressure gets her what she wants, so that way it teaches her to stop pulling. I can use it as kind of like negative reinforcement when I'm trying to show a behavior. So because I could tell she has some obedience, I've really wanted to make sure that she knows what each command, what the picture of each command is, and that she's not just showing me behaviors to get what she wants, whatever I have to offer, whatever my reward is. So I've been using a little bit of leash pressure, just enough to where she feels it and notices it, and it's not aversive. I'll give her the command, apply a little bit of pressure. When she goes into the command or into the behavior, I release that tension and mark. So she's getting used to the concept of what the pressure means versus when it comes off. So that way, when we get to a stage where we're doing more and more distractions and going into new environments, if I ask her to go into behavior and she is too distracted to do so, I can apply that pressure to help her be successful, and she'll know how to respond to it. I don't want to wait I don't want it to be non-existent. Like, I don't want to wait to start adding pressure when I'm just doing corrections. I don't want to ask her to go into a behavior in a high distraction setting and then have her refuse and then me just randomly bust out some corrections. I don't think that's fair. I want to make sure she actually understands how to respond to the pressure, what it's asking her to do, to help her be a little bit more successful.
Ouch, don't you eat that.
She's doing really great. She's a normal little thing that jumps and is crazy, so we're working on building more duration. I'm working on teaching more calming behaviors, alternative behaviors to the craziness, and just making sure she's understanding the specifics of what each command looks like so that she knows exactly what to do, and she's not just, like, her thing is she just goes into a down when she's like, I don't really know what to do, I'm just gonna go into a down. Which isn't a bad thing. I'd rather her do that than just totally blow me off. But I think that it's beneficial for her to know exactly what the picture of each command looks like so that she's not confused and she doesn't have to do those auto downs. It's very silly once you can see her in the angle.
Hi.
This week we migrated away from the training room and started doing stuff here and there outside. Right now we're just hanging around the property. We'll start going on field trips down the road. There's like a little park area. There's this little, it's just a park, like the condos things. You probably can't tell where I'm pointing, but there's like the new development stuff. Behind the condos, there's this really nice little path that's pretty chill. There's maybe a couple people here and there, but there's lots of things to sniff and seek out. So I want to start working her in those types of places so that we can generalize her obedience in all of those different settings so that she knows that these commands mean the same thing every single place that we go. And then once we get a little more into off-leash stuff, probably the last week we'll start going on to real field trips where we get in the car and go places. I like to go to Bandy Field. I like to go to the Short Pump Dog Park, and then we'll go to Home Depot. Just places that I know that are dog friendly. We don't actually go into the Short Pump Dog Park. I just like to walk around there, like the perimeter, because there's always people at the Short Pump Dog Park, so we can work on her doing obedience with really, I find it very, very high anxiety because the dog park stresses me out, but I want her to be able to work through those things too. Bandy Field, there's usually dogs here and there. Everyone's very polite there, so different places that we'll go. But yeah, she's doing great, and
That's all we got right now. Right, girl?
all right. I guess I should demonstrate home. Let's do that. It's Friday. My brain is psh, psh.
We were gonna do this yesterday, but you was not here.
Right, so I'm going to use good and okay right now. I'm not going to do the clicker. I'm going to lure her into a behavior, and we are doing words now, or commands. So when she goes into behavior, I'll say the word good, and I'll probably keep her in that behavior for a couple of reps, and then I'll release her. So I want you to see the timing of when I say good, and then I offer her food, versus when I say okay, and then I move away. So I want those cues happening first before the presentation of food or before me moving, so that my hand movements and my body movements are neutral. She's responding to the cues and not the verbal cues and not my physical cues.
Marley. Hi.
Sit.
No.
Good. So you saw there, sit.
No.
She went into a DOWN, and I just did a little bit of pressure upwards to put her into a sit, and she's blowing me off right now because I'm talking to you and not paying attention to her. So sit, pressure upwards, good. 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 No. Good. Okay. Very good. So she almost went to a down that last time. She kind of did like a foot and then she stopped it, and so I rewarded that one more time. I released her with a lot of food. Good job. Place. Good. And I like to start adding in movements to build the neutrality of me moving, so I'm really weird and silly. And I want, good girl. I want to make it, when I'm building duration like this, I want to make the sequence of my rewards unpredictable. I don't want it to be good treat, nope, good treat, good treat. I want it to be good treat, pause, good treat, 5 seconds, good treat, 1 second, good treat, 8 seconds, and so on. Good. Okay. And then with her leash walking, which I sent the video, that was mostly luring there. That was the first time we were outside in the driveway, so I did a lot more luring. I'm trying to fade out my lure, so my hand is still here so she knows that it's there, but I'm not keeping it down there as much. I want her to make mistakes so that I can use pressure to fix them so that she understands what the picture is. Let's go. So pressure, good. Let's go. Good. Oops, nope, no, we're done. Good. Let's go. Where are you? Oh, you had a whole day off and now you don't know how to do it anymore? Let's go. Nope. Good. Sit. Good. Let's go. Good. Sit. So another thing that I've been doing is when I tell her to sit and I take a step forward, I want her not following versus let's go. Good. Her following when I say let's go. Good. Let's go. Good. So I'll show that again. Good. I'm not saying the word. Good. So that's just me distinguishing the fact that I haven't given her a cue. Good. Yeah. Let's go. Good girl. Sit. Good. Hey. Good. Okay. All right, there we go. It's not perfect yet, but this is our first session since Wednesday? Yeah, she wasn't here yesterday. This is our first time working together today, so it took her a second to kind of get in the swing of it, and that's fine. She's just a baby, just a little nugget.